Let's move to the next one.
Okay. So this is from Al-Bidaya wa Nihaya by Ibn Kathir, volume 1, page 188, the online version. So this is about the death of Uthman's sister because of what Aisha said. Okay. The first of those who entered upon Uthman was a man called the Black Death, Al-Maut al-Aswad. And he choked him a great choking until he lost consciousness, and he left him thinking he had died. Then another entered upon him with a sword and hit him with it. So he shielded himself with his hand, which was cut. So the first drop of blood fell upon the verse, Allah will suffice you for protection against them. The all-hearing, all-knowing, Surah 2, verse 137. Then another came with his sword drawn. So Naila bint al-Farafisa, his wife, she intercepted him to stop him, and she took the sword from him. So he cut her fingers. Then he stepped towards Uthman, and he put the sword into his abdomen. And in another narration by Al-Ghafiq ibn Harb, another came to him after Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr, and he stabbed him in the mouth with an iron rod, and he kicked with his foot the mushaf that was in Uthman's hands. So the mushaf turned and landed in
Whoa.
between his hands, and blood flowed on it. Then Saudan ibn Hamran stepped towards the sword, forward with a sword, and Naila stopped him, so he cut her fingers, and she turned away. Then he hit her bottom with his hand, saying, "She has a large bottom," and he hit Uthman and killed him. This is from Ibn Kathir, Bidayah wa Nihaya, sister.
So the earlier one is about like the ordering of the killing of Uthman, and now we have the details of how it happened, and we have a few different
Right.
accounts here. And look at the details of what's being offered here. Imagine he has the Quran in his hand, and he puts his like bloody hand on, you know, where the verse, you know, supposedly whatever it says, and then this guy comes and he kicks like a football. He kicks the Quran out of his hand. Imagine the respect that he has for the Quran. So Uthman is one who he's the one who compiled this Quran, right? He's the one who collected it, compiled it, and sent it out to the regions. And he burnt all of the ones that he said they differed. And then, as he's dying, he has it in his hand, and the guy kicks it out of his hand, like he's kicking a ball or something. This is just madness. Look at this history.
So that is a Quranic manuscript, which on the cover page, like when you open it, it says, "This is the Quran which Uthman was reading, and this is his blood." Okay, there is a kind of manuscripts which states that, which kind of experts came to the conclusion someone edited it. I think that's that comes from this, like when they killed Uthman, he was reading the Quran, and then his blood went on the Quran. So, but have you noticed, like, to love within Muslim community, it's like they are making him to suffer before they kill him. Like first they are choking him, and then they are taking his, like separating his
He thought
bodies
it was
into
Gabriel or
pieces.
something.
Sorry?
Al-Maut al-Aswad. This guy thought he was Gabriel or something. Like
Yeah.
he was choking him.
Yeah, and and then like they're making him to like causing him to like have slow death, like instead of like just kill him and then move on, they're like slowly making him to go through that punishment, and then finally they are killing him.
And the respect that this guy has for the Quran, he kicks it with his feet. It's not like he like. I mean, this is supposed to, like today, you know, like today, like the Muslims, they put it on the top of their bookshelves, like the highest place in the house. They say they have so much respect for the word of Allah, and they have so much respect. But this guy, he kicked it with his feet. I mean, what kind of respect is this for the Quran? What kind of respect is this? Wow.
We had so many objections. We had so many objections to our video with the Koranagami castle, sister. Respect the
Objections?
Quran, respect the Quran. Yeah, for Muslims, yeah. They didn't like that we did a
But
lovely
what did we
castle.
do?
But what about this
Yeah.
football and people being killed? We didn't like
What happened to
the
this
football
respect?
of it.
Not only like
Yeah.
they didn't respect the man who compiled your so-called perfect Quran, they tortured him and then they killed him. That wasn't enough. They played football with your Quran. What do you want?
Exactly.
Yeah, they played football
And
with
he
his
like,
Quran,
yeah.
and they
Sorry, go
slapped
ahead,
his
sister.
wife on the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I
talk about other respect. Yeah, the other respect is what they did to his wife. But check this out though. So he's stomping on this thing, like it's under his feet. This Quran is under his feet. Like this is such an insult.
disrespectful.
It's such
Yeah.
an insult. Maybe people don't understand, but in this culture, what anything to do with your feet, it's like very insulting, very like below. Like I think maybe any culture can understand that, but even more so in the Middle Eastern culture, it's like a very very bad insult. Like your shoes or whatever. Like you put the Quran under your feet. It's like this is like the biggest insult you can do, and that's what he did. He put it under his feet. He kicked it. This is he played football with the Quran. This is so disrespectful, supposedly to the word of Allah.
Yeah, and this is all Muslims, by the way. This is Muslim on Muslim violence and disrespect. This is not on unbelievers.
I just
Yeah,
love the idea now. I need to put together. I need to put together on making this lovely Quran.
Well, you've got some pieces, sister, from when we did the origami. I don't know if you put it in the bin or if you still have it. You can
No,
make
I
it all
took
in a ball.
actually I took them to other day to mosque. But yeah, that didn't work well. So I
Not
need
surprised.
yeah, no, that's okay. I'll figure it out. It just needs to. I need to figure out like how to put them like so. What is the term like? Stick together. I
so
believe.
I want to just point this out even more. Like, so he had a piece of iron in his hand that he smacked him with in the mouth. So he had a piece of iron in his hand. So why didn't he just like like with the piece of iron just kind of like wiggle the Quran out of his hands? Why didn't he do that? But instead he used his feet to kick it. Like
Disrespectful.
he didn't use the iron in his hand. I mean, this is so Muslims, this is in your sources. This is Ibn Kathir. This is Ibn
Yep.
Kathir. This is the book. The reference is right in front of you. We have it right in front of you. So don't say that this is not there. This is there, and it's in multiple versions too. So this is yeah. I mean I don't know. It's like this. So look what they did to the guy. This is the guy who compiled your Quran, and then look what they did to the Quran.
It's terrible.
Is it?
And
Yeah,
then
they
you
kill a
mentioned
guy
something
in a
about
horrific way.
This is
yeah.
like they are proud of putting those sources together. See, like Uthman's supposed to be the third caliph, who is holding Muslim community together by Aisha's words, where Aisha is calling him foolish old man, disbeliever, all those kind of things. Finally, people are taking the thing on their hands and then going and like try to attempt of murder couple of times, and then like in every time little bit at the end finally he's gone. Well, here there is a Quran here. Okay, no, I've got the Quran, let me preserve the Quran. Instead of that, let's play football with the Quran.
Yeah. Yeah. So killing the guy and beating his dead body, the guy who or what was he did at this point? Well, either way, he's dying, right?
Yeah.
So killing the guy who compiled the Quran, and then kicking the Quran.
Like
And yeah.
so when you look at the history, for example, we do have like lots of biblical artifact in British Museum. So you get to see when someone comes and then kills the king. So they kill the king, they take all what is belong to the king, and then they because they don't have like shredding machine or anything, so they want to get rid of the history, or they want to humiliate the king who they just killed. So they would scrap his face so that people don't recognize him, and then people would know, yeah, this king was beaten, and then like we got rid of him. And this is like similar thing, like they got rid of him, and then instead of like taking the Quran and looking after taking care of the Quran, let's play the football.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Just
And
By the way,
I
one
was
of
like, yeah, go ahead, sister.
yes,
sorry,
beloved.
brother, go on. By the way, one of the people who entered on him, sister, to humiliate Uthman, Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr. Muhammad, the son of Abu Bakr,
Oh
the
yeah,
the
the son
the
of
first
Abu
caliph,
Bakr. Yeah,
son of
look at
Abu
that.
Bakr.
See, even the love between the caliphs and their generation. Abu Bakr's like son stops the caliph.
So
Feel the love.
you mentioned something about a bin throwing the something in the bin. Well, this is this is related to our next point here.
Yeah.
So
So, um, can I read this one, sister? Can I have the
Yes,
privilege of reading
of
this one,
course,
sister?
sister, of course.
Let me get rid of the things on the screen. So, okay, ready?
Ready?
Narrated Malik. He said,
ready.
Uthman was killed. It wasn't, of course, like he was old and died. He got killed, okay? We just heard the details of that. And was he was left remaining on the trash heap. So he was killed and then they left him on the bin. For how
Yeah,
long? For 3 days. Not 1 day, not
3 days.
one afternoon. Can you imagine like how he smelled? Like, so you leave the body out there. I've seen that. Where was I? I think when I was in Chad. I saw there was a donkey which died, that was dead. It was on the middle of the field. So within couple
You
of
said a
days,
donkey.
donkey.
Okay.
So within couple of days, okay, they get like swollen, and then you've got lots of flies around them. They got swollen, and then their body get explored.
Right, all the gas and everything
So
builds
in
up.
here, like they left him like for 3 days. Where? In trash heap.
Yeah, he's think of today, guys, like a dump. Like I don't know, like maybe there's like a dump in your city or something. He's just in the dump. That's where they leave him. Like again, the respect for the guy. I mean, we're like I'm laughing, but it's like I mean, of course
It is
it's
funny.
terrible they did this to someone, but it's like this is from your books. I guess this is like this totally goes against the image that Muslims try to portray. This is what you did to the guy. This is what you did to the guy who compiled the Quran. This is what you did to him. You threw him in the city dump, the trash. You threw him there for three
For
days, and
for 3 days.
it took 3 days for people to realize, hey, this guy, this great guy who compiled the Quran, this great guy who we're supposed to respect, and he's the one who compiled all this Quran.
And
He
he's
was the
our
Caliph.
Caliph.
Yeah, he's our he's our Caliph. 3 days he's left there,
Guys,
rotting
people
in the garbage.
people bury their dogs.
Of
People
course,
bury their dogs.
I did a funeral for my dog.
Yeah,
And you left
more
the
respect is given
fourth
to
caliph.
dogs.
You
Yeah,
left his body like an animal on the trash heap for 3 days. This is, sister,
worse than an animal. Worse
Actually,
than
I had a hamster. We even had a funeral for the hamster.
this is Abbas's
yeah.
favorite
Yeah,
Suyuti
I was just gonna say the
reference.
title and the name of the. Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. Good thing you pointed that out. Look at the reference, guys. Look at the reference.
Yep, there is a
This is
reference and there is a chain. Ibn Asakir from Malik.
Bless him.
So the next one gives us a little bit more detail. Gives a little bit more detail as to what happens. Like the other one where they tell you about like Uthman was killed. Then we got into more details of how he was killed. Well, now we have more details as to what happened at this particular event when he was left at the dump, the trash for 3
3 days.
days.
3 days. I had a funeral for a hamster. I had a funeral for a dog. And Muslims left their caliph on the like where the trash is, like on the, and then someone just goes and okay, let me bury him after 3 days. Probably everyone was so uncomfortable with all that smell and all that flies. Just no good. Even
Why
dogs
did they
didn't eat
leave him?
his flesh.
Why did they leave him for 3 days? Could it have been God's judgment because this guy compiled the Quran or burnt the other Qurans and he just left them the whatever Qurans were left?
So peaceful. Don't you just love, like, even the respect they have for the dead person?
Yeah, and even as even as they're carrying his dead body, look at this story here. Look at the lack of respect even in carrying him.
Beloved, would you like to read it?
Yes, this is from جامع الفوائد من جامع الأصول ومجمع الزوائد, volume 3, page 508, online version. Malik ibn Anas said, Uthman was killed, and he was left remaining on the trash heap of the sons of so-and-so for 3 days. And 12 men came to him, including my grandfather, Malik ibn Abi Amir, Huwaytib ibn Abd al-Uzza, Hakim ibn Hizam, Abdullah ibn az-Zubayr, and Aisha bint Uthman. All came with a lantern. So they came at night, sister.
Notice they came at nighttime. They're embarrassed to come in during the
They're
daytime.
embarrassed.
Or they
Yeah.
don't feel safe.
They're afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, or they don't feel safe. Yeah.
Then they carried him, Uthman, to the door with his head hitting the door. Tap, tap. That's what it says. That's what it says in the Arabic.
So they
فحملوه
just like,
على باب وإن رأسه لا يقول على الباب طق طق. That's what it says. Tap, tap on the door. Okay? So they had like a door, and they put his body on that door, and his head was tapping as they were all carrying him, like up and down on that piece of wood. Complete humiliation system. Until they brought him to Al-Baqiyah. Remember that's the place that Aisha went to be buried?
Right. Yeah.
So they differed upon the matter of praying for him. So Hakim
like they had a disagreement. Imagine, like, who's gonna pray? I'm not gonna pray for him. Are you gonna pray for him? I'm not gonna pray for him. Are you gonna pray for him? Like they're probably at the end of it just like, someone needs to pray for him.
Well, they can't pray for him because Aisha said he's a kafir. Half the Muslims were divided amongst each other that he was a kafir.
Exactly.
So notice, out of the 12, only 1 or 2, even this says this person or that person prayed. Okay? So Hakim or Huwaytib prayed for him. Then they wanted to bury him. But a man from Bani Mazin got up and said, if you bury him with the Muslims, I will tell the people about it tomorrow.
Wow, you can't bury him. You can't bury the Caliph. Imagine the Amir al-Mu'mineen. You can't bury him with the Mu'mineen. The prince of the leader of the believers. You can't bury him with the believers.
Nope.
How crazy is that?
And that was at night. So he's saying, come morning, I'm gonna tell on you.
He's gonna like go tell, like, they're gonna be killed for this, basically. Yeah, they're gonna be killed.
Yeah. How much trouble was this Uthman in? He can't be buried. He left like a animal on the anyway.
Wait, we have
So
a
they
comment
carried
here.
him. Go on.
Oh, no, he's just, I don't know if he's just copy and pasting. I thought he was gonna interact on the topic. Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
Poor Uthman. So anyway, so they carried him until they brought him to a place called Hash Kaukab, sister and brother, and they buried him there. And Uthman used to pass by Hash Kaukab saying, a righteous man will be buried here. I think he knew that his end was going to be horrible.
Okay, let me just understand that. So while I am a sinful woman, I thought it was important to have a funeral for hamster and funeral for my dogs. Muslims thought it was all right to put their caliph, kill their caliph after like small torturing, and then put him throw him in a bin for 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a couple of people will probably get uncomfortable with the smell. Okay, let's go 12 people. Let's go and deal with it. They're just like carrying.
At night.
Yeah, at night. If you think about it. So at night, okay, people are holding his swollen legs and then swollen arms. And then they're just like trying to move him around. And then they use his body to hit the door. So like someone opens the door. And then they go to this burial place where people want to be buried there. And then people are just, okay, well, we are 12 here, someone needs to do prayer. And then no one's like, I'm not gonna pray for our Caliph.
Then why did they carry him?
I'm not gonna.
Why did they all carry him then?
Sister, it's swollen. It's like like I don't have sense of smell, but I know it's like smells very bad, uncomfortable. Okay, they can't do anything about it. So what they are doing is like, now they took him. Okay, we have to bury him. Okay, we know when we bury people, we need to pray for them. Okay, who is gonna pray? No, I cannot say prayer. I cannot say amen to that prayer anyway. And then someone stands up and then says, well, if you bury this guy here, I will tell everyone to.
You can't bury the leader of the
Like
Muslim group of
he's some
Muslims.
criminal or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Even
according to
criminals
Aisha,
get
he was. According to Aisha, he
even
was.
criminals even criminals get buried. Do you know why? It's because of the stupid Islamic rule that says non-Muslims can't be buried with Muslims. That's why they're
Eh,
like, oh,
yeah, so they put him
we're
with
not
the
sure.
Jews, the Jewish people in the Jewish grave. That's where they put him.
So they took him to a different place to bury him.
Yeah, and out of the 12, only one or two prayed for him. Can you imagine the followers of Christ when if one of them died and the others were like, no, we're not coming to the funeral. Like
It's
it's not
crazy, crazy.
eh,
The guy who compiled the Quran, like this is like insane. Look at this.